Just left the dock about half an hour, 45 minutes ago. Got the dock lines and fenders off, got the main up. We're on a really close angle, so we're motor sailing out the Derwent. The rules state that, you know, I have to pass through the same point where I put my motor on at least 96 hours out. So my new start line is basically about 10 miles ahead of me. So I'm allowed to motor these 10 miles out of the river and back to that point, but I have to have my motor off when I get to the new starting line that I have. So I should get out of the river Derwent, which is the river that takes you into Hobart. I should get out of the river here, I don't know, another hour or two, and then I'll be in Storm Bay, and about an hour or so into Storm Bay, I'll have to put the motor off, and we're going to be upwind and light air getting out of here, and then there's going to be a lot of light air. It's going to be a light air struggle to kind of get away from Tasmania and get to the breeze and everything. So I'm still going to be losing a lot of miles getting out of here, but is what it is. That's the price I have to pay, and yeah, so it's been a big push. Didn't get any rest in Hobart. It was just a full-on push the entire time. So but we're back at it now. It's January 4th, so we're getting out in exactly 4 days from when I got in. So, you know, more or less we're right on schedule, and you know, just gonna try to get out of Hobart and get out of Tasmania and get through that light air and get back into the breeze. So definitely have our work cut out for us, but it was a big push in Hobart, very tiring, stressful, but we also, you know, it was really cool. There's a lot of really good people in Tasmania, a lot of old friends and new friends, and really grateful for everyone's help. The Australian authorities were great. They made it really easy on me getting in and getting out, and I love Australia. This is my third time in Hobart. Always here sailing, always here on boats, and yeah, it's a fantastic place, really special in my heart, and even more so now. And yeah, just super grateful to everyone that helped out, and all the messages of support that I've received, and yeah, just excited to get back on the road and start getting closer to the finish. You know, we're halfway around the world now, so every mile that I make is a mile closer to home instead of getting further from home. So I think that's going to be a good psychological push, and yeah, just back on the road. So Shipyard Brewing, January 4th, 2024. Not used to saying that yet. So all right, much more to soon. I didn't take any video in Hobart, but my partner Marissa did, and I'll try to get caught up on some things out here. So thank you, everyone. I love you guys, and happy and excited and proud to get back out here. So last sight of land for quite a while. We're out of Storm Bay and quickly going to leave Tasmania behind. Just trying to get back into the rhythm of things. Getting back into a lot of swell immediately as soon as I get out of Storm Bay. And also the wind is going to go light, so we're going to have a really challenging night. It's going to be very light winds and a lot of swell, so those are good conditions for braking stuff as well. So hopefully we can keep the boat in one piece and then get back into the breeze. I don't think we'll be glassed off too long. Hopefully we get back into it tomorrow. Still have breeze right now, but it's going to die sometime overnight is the forecast. So just try to keep the boat moving, and again, try not to break anything. It's going to be really bad. There's going to be a lot of swell and no breeze. So beautiful last view of lands though for, I don't know when else you land again. So maybe Cape Horn, or maybe all the way to Spain, who knows? Or if I have to stop again. So enjoy it while I have it. On my last sight of land again for probably quite some time. And that would be, I guess, Tasman Island. It's a beautiful sunny day right now, but very, very, very light wind, which has been really challenging and really frustrating. And we are very slowly working our way towards New Zealand. We're gonna get hit by a big storm kind of when we're under New Zealand. So trying to make as good a time as we can, trying to keep the throttle, you know, trying to stay on the throttle and keep going. So we got a full minute of code 0 up, and we're making as good a time as we can in like 7 knots of wind. Right now we're pointed right at New Zealand, but we spent all night at a very bad heading. So very, very frustrating night. Just trying to keep the boat moving right now though, and making ground towards New Zealand, and trying to get there quick so we don't, you know, get hit too hard by this storm. So but right now it's really beautiful and unseasonably warm, and very nice day out on the water. So it's Monday, January 8th, and been back out here a few days from Tasmania. I'm approaching the bottom of New Zealand, and I've kind of been under the weather for the last like 24 to 36 hours. So I'm taking it pretty easy and sailing the boat very conservatively and trying to get some sleep. So I got pretty run down when I left Tasmania. You know, I didn't get any sleep when I was there, unfortunately. And so I slept a lot when I left Tasmania, and then a couple days later, you know, I'm sick. So I feel like I'm getting better right now. But yesterday I was like having to blow my nose a lot, and my eyes were watering, my nose was running, I was sneezing, and I had a lot of like head congestion. So feeling a little bit better right now, but I can still feel that, like, even while I'm interviewing this phone, my eyes want to water and I want to sneeze. So I've got the boat pretty reefed down. We're approaching some higher winds. We're getting into some higher winds. We're going pretty quick. We're approaching the bottom of New Zealand, and just try to take it easy and get some rests, and try to get to feeling better and get back up to 100%. So it's not fun to be out here and not be feeling well. So usually I'm almost never sick when I'm out here, because there's like nothing gets introduced to your immune system, you know? It's like there's nothing to make you sick. So I don't know if I picked up a little bug on land or what, but not really feeling too well, a little bit under the weather, and getting lots of rest and trying to get to feeling better. So big sea starting to build. I don't really like this because we're going to be going south of New Zealand and it's going to be shallow. It starts to shelf up a little bit there. A lot of water's been entering the cockpit the last hour or so. It's a little point effects from the bottom of New Zealand. It's blowing like 50 at Stewart Island, not far ahead of us. We're sort of entering this depression almost just south of New Zealand, so we're about to pass the southern bit of New Zealand, but the wind is going to kind of go from that direction, like northwest to southerly, and then to easterly before it goes all the way back to northeasterly and all the way back. So the wind is about to do a huge shift and then gradually go all the way around, and it's going to be very, very complex, and I would be lying if I didn't say I wasn't quite worried about it. It's also going to be quite shallow. We're going to be on the continental shelf of New Zealand. So yeah, I'm really honestly quite worried about the next couple days. The fun should start Oh man, huge wave just came in the cockpit. Yeah, the fun should start tonight. Honestly, I'm pretty worried about it. It's going to be quite intense, and yeah, wish us luck. Passing just north of a couple of islands that are about 100 miles south of New Zealand. So this is called like Northeast Island and Broughton Island or something like that. But basically these two small islands were just right in my path, you know, and it was difficult to avoid them, but I kind of altered course a little bit, and I've gone about 5 miles north of them, so I've kind of gone right over the top of them, and yeah, it's like it's blowing 40 knots out here. I've got huge seas. I'm 100 miles south of New Zealand, and I've got a very, very, very complex weather scenario coming up, and I'm rocketing past these two islands in the middle of the night. Got them on radar just so I can verify that the chart is accurate and make sure I don't hit them. But kind of all afternoon I was watching my boat, was just like pointed at these islands, and I kind of had to take evasive action. About 3 hours ago I kind of changed my sail plan and then altered course to get over the top of them. So looks like I've got them pretty safely just south of me right now. But seas are getting really pretty treacherous because we also just went from 10,000 feet of water to about 600 feet of water. So we're at the point now where we're at the continental shelf for New Zealand. So really a challenging night. It's Monday, I think it's January 8th or something, but it's Monday night here in New Zealand. Yeah, just a challenging night trying to navigate the weather and islands and everything else. Fortunately, there's no shipping to worry about. Just waves are sweeping over the boat. So really, really intense night. Yeah, really intense night. So definitely have our hands full here south of New Zealand. We're gonna have a huge shift in the wind at some point tomorrow. So kind of getting ready for that mentally and trying to prepare for that and kind of stage ourselves and position ourselves for that. But a very, very complex weather scenario and navigation here south of New Zealand.